What's up, Boiler Nation? It's Monday night, October 4th, 2021, and you're listening or watching to another brand new episode of the Boiler Breakdown Podcast. I'm Tanner Lee, along with my co host, Evan Webb, and other co hosts joining us momentarily will be Andrew Eiler, who Evan and I really need on this podcast because we were not able to watch the game in full on Saturday.
Yeah,
But
so it could be a rough start to the podcast, just like it was a rough game.
couldn't say it better myself. How you doing tonight, though, Webb? You're looking good in a shirt you got from the shop.
Yes, sir. I'll say looking good, and I'm sure I agree with you, but feeling pretty good considering what happened on Saturday. So I'm kind of glad. It's one of those things where I'm kind of glad I didn't watch the game because I can't be as mad. Had I watched the game, I'm sure I would have been. I mean, I was already pretty mad enough on Saturday, and that kind of carried over into the events I had to go to that night. But I know if I had been able to watch the full game and saw what unfolded, for those that were in Ross, lucky enough to be in Ross State on Saturday, I would have been pretty upset.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. I did watch 3/4, watch a brief amount of the fourth, but kept losing connectivity where I was on the East Coast. And, the East Coast, we went out there to get Rutgers. We should have all those states should have the Big Ten Network. Not the case. So, yeah, I'm right there with you. If I would have watched more of the fourth quarter, I probably would have been even more mad. Like, for instance, everybody's talking about this throw that O'Connell missed to TJ Sheffield late in the fourth quarter.
I did see that.
I did not see it. I don't
I
want to
saw
see
it.
it. I don't want to
Yeah.
see it. Don't want to see it.
Because we threw a pick right afterwards,
Yeah.
and it was one of those things where it was like he was open. I think O'Connell said in the post game. I'm not sure. I could be saying maybe I read it wrong, but I want to say he thought it could have been a touchdown. I didn't think it was going to be a touchdown because he had another defender to beat, but you never know. But it definitely would have gotten us pretty close. I mean, we're bad enough in the red zone as it is, but I mean, it was he was wide open and he overthrew him by quite a bit.
Yeah, I believe he just said it was a bad ball. He just threw a bad ball, and that happens. He missed one earlier in the game to David Bell, cornered the end zone when David was open. So connect on a couple of those, it's a different result. But this was a game. It's one of those you got to look back on. 20-13, Minnesota wins. Fleck gets his fourth win against Brom. He's 4-1 against Brom's now. He definitely has Brom's number. I don't think we can debate that anymore. It's going to be a slugfest against Minnesota. It's going to be close, but it seems like they always just get the edge.
Yeah, it's always like there's something. I mean, you don't want to blame the official. There's always some weird call. I mean, last year we had the Payne Durham, offensive PI. This year it was, the first touchdown they had, it was a touchdown, and the replay clearly showed that he did not, maintain possession when he went to the ground. And even the Fox, rules analyst said that it was not a catch. Obviously, I know we kind of griped about NBC's rules analyst, but I think was Fox's. Was that? I want to say it was. Oh crap! I'm blanking on his name. I want to say he was a longtime Big Ten ref, football and basketball. It was a Sterator. Is he Fox?
No, he's CBS. It was Mike something or other. He's a national guy.
Okay.
But what was frustrating to me was, I saw it on the replay right before the extra point was kicked. I'm like, that ball was moving. Like,
right.
Call timeout. The refs need to look at this.
Well, because I'm pretty sure. I mean, it's a scoring play, so it's always reviewed. So I'm pretty sure the refs in the booth look at it first and then deem it. But then, like, I don't know how. Unless our guys just weren't. I'm not sure what. Obviously, we don't know what feed they had, or maybe they just thought that it's early enough in the game that it shouldn't matter. But man, it was just like one of those things where. Something just doesn't bounce our way in the officiating, or just the fact that we finally had our first holding call on the offense, or when we're on defense on the offense all season, which is absurd given to the countless videos and pictures we've seen of Big George being double and triple teamed and just being having his jersey just ripped at all game and nothing's ever called. That our defensive linemen are being called for holding, which I'm not really sure how I'm not even sure that's a thing. Like before this,
I'm so sick of it, man.
Yeah,
it's just so sick of it.
Just little things like that. It's just it's always it comes down. It's usually a slugfest, like you said, and one of those plays goes the other way, and it's a completely different ball game. And so the only time we've beaten Fleck was that game where we had the stoppage because of weather and came back and beat him, which I'm pretty sure they might even had, if I'm remembering correctly, I could be wrong. You and I are both there, but I want to say Minnesota kind of had the momentum in that game.
They did.
And then the rain stopped, or the storm, it was a storm because we had to evacuate, stopped everything, and we came out and ended up winning it. But yeah.
Well, back to the holding calls. what's annoying is, I mean, I remember Kerrigan was also always so good at drawing holding calls, and we see Karlofsky, he's getting double teamed, triple teamed. He's getting held almost every play.
Mhm.
And in basketball, all Americans get star treatment.
Mhm.
Football, they should be.
Right.
Usually they do. Where's our star treatment?
Right. Yeah, I mean, I know you can't call it every single time,
right?
And maybe that's just the thing, but it's like, I mean, some of these are just like ridiculous.
They're blatant, right in front of the ref.
Yeah, and even I think the touchdown, the first one, I'm pretty sure the guy even kind of pushed off a little bit. I mean, it was similar to what happened with Payne last year.
Yep.
You know, just if not worse, and nothing. It's just what's so frustrating. Obviously, it's not on the refs, but you don't want to put the game in their hands, but at the same time, it's just like we're looking for just consistency. It's all I'm asking for football and basketball.
Right.
It's just so frustrating, but
right.
I mean, it's just it sucks that this is the third game where we only scored 13 points.
Third game in a row,
which is just, had we looked at, told us, the first couple of games our defense was going to hold people to, 20, less than 30 points for most of the season. Like, oh yeah, absolutely, I would take that all day because our offense is going to put up 30, and got the 3 right, but not the 0 afterwards. But
yeah, like before the season, if you would have told me that Jeff Brom team was going to score under 20, I would have said, okay, maybe once.
Yeah.
Maybe against Ohio State.
Right.
But 3 games
maybe
in a
Wisconsin,
row?
maybe.
What?
Yeah. Right. Especially against Illinois, and Minnesota's never really had a stout defense. But yeah.
Purdue moves the ball great till they get in red zone.
Yeah.
And
I don't know if
that's just
I'm not sure if that's just, just because of our inability to really run the ball. And
I think that definitely hurts.
When it's time to ground and pound in the red zone, we just can't do it. And then the teams know we're going to pass. And, obviously when you get to that short field, it's a lot easier to kind of pack it in or make the field a lot shorter, and it just makes it that much harder to throw. I like O'Connell, I like Plummer, but they're not elite by any means. They're not, they're not the most accurate. I mean, they're not the accurate pass like we've had in the past from other quarterbacks. But yeah, it's just so frustrating that I think we've scored 8 touchdowns on like 24 red zone attempts, and probably most of those were against UConn or something like that. So it's just frustrating just to see like you said, we move the ball so well and then just sputter out, and we're not going to win games kicking field goals.
Yes, but I think
at least we're making them though, for the most part. I mean, at least
except the one that was kind of crucial with 10 minutes left. But I think you hit the nail on the head there. I think it's lack of run game, and then when you're a spread offense made to pass it vertically, it's hard to get plays, I guess, in the red zone. I don't know. It's Joe Tiller's teams struggled a lot with the red zone offense, and they had Drew Brees and Kyle Orton. So
right.
I don't know, but it's something that's.
I see the same thing on me on Madden, so I usually just try and score before I get to the red zone. So that's my advice to the Brom. Just score before you get to the red zone.
And in years past, it wasn't really a problem because he had Rondell Moore who could run away for people,
right.
And Purdue doesn't have that Rondell Moore. David Bell's amazing. Milton Wright had a good game Saturday, but they're not Blazers in terms of speed.
Right.
So I don't know, but they got it's the red zone that's killing them. So. But Andrew Eiler, our other co-host, is now on the air, and he's here to save us because he watched the whole game.
I will say
more than Evan and I did. So
thank God none of us went there and sat in the rain for that.
Ugh.
I don't know. Maybe I wouldn't have had to watch PJ Fleck though. I can't stand watching him on TV. If we were at least there, you wouldn't see him as much. They show him jumping on the sidelines. I just want to break my TV.
I always go back and forth between him and Fleck, and then I watch
Frost.
Frost,
yeah, him and Frost, and then I watch a Minnesota game. I'm like, yeah, he's the worst.
Yeah, I was driving around today, and I was like, I wasn't even thinking about the game, but also I was just like, God, I hate PJ Fleck. And I was like, am I just saying that because we just lost and that it stings? Because I go back and forth. Like, have I said this about Frost after we lost in Nebraska? And I was like, at least, I mean, Frost is just an ass.
Yes.
But PJ, he's an ass, but also is an ass on the field as well.
Yes.
And just the whole, him and Tom Allen are pretty similar, just like their mannerisms are just you get a stop on third down, you think you won the freaking Super Bowl or get a turnover, and it's just annoys everything crap out of me. I mean, and people could argue that I'm just, bitter because we lost or whatever, but I don't really care. I mean,
I think we've been pretty consistently for PJ Fleck haters for 4 years.
Well, like Andrew said, after Purdue missed the field goal, Fleck was basically doing backflips on the field. But Andrew, what was the take on your game? On the game, I mean, Evan and I kind of just already let our frustrations out for the first 10 minutes. So
just incredibly frustrating because I mean, Purdue dominated. It seemed like, I mean, outside of the first, I'll call it a touchdown because Minnesota, he dropped it. I would say he dropped it. That ball hit the ground and moved. And even
how it wasn't reviewed is amazing.
Even the Big Ten guy, that was like it wasn't the NBC guy from Notre Dame. Never mind. But
Fox
even
guy.
Fox guy, whatever. He was like, that should be reviewed. And that's incomplete. Even he was like.
And the interview after the freaking the extra point, because I was actually watching at that point, but it was like, what the heck was going on?
I don't know. And then I think they reviewed one later, and I was like, why? But why did they review the first one?
Right.
They reviewed a slide.
Yes, that's
which they called them short. Thankfully.
Defense I thought played pretty well.
Yep.
Tanner Morgan's also frustrating just because
he's a Purdue killer. My God.
But I don't know. They missed a couple big deep ones, but they also had some really good catches. Like they picked on Jamari Brown, I feel like, and there were a couple that were just really good throws. I mean, I felt like even that touchdown, I felt like he was actually pretty good.
It was a good ball.
Position. It was just an incredible throw and call it a catch. I don't know. It was just, I mean, King Daru looked really good. I get kind of antsy with him because I feel like he dances around a lot rather than just keep moving forward. And then he ends up with a 1 yard gain instead of 3 or 4. And I don't, because he's trying to break a big one, I guess, which is fine. But
kind of reminds me a little bit of Rondale early on his freshman year when he would try to do the high step and kind of like go one way. Then he would just get, knocked down for a 2 yard gain or whatever when we were going to do a bubble screen or whatever. But
he did. I don't know if it was on a swing pass or on a run. I can't remember, but he did make a guy miss in the open field. And I think Brian Newbert at Golden Black was like, that's the first like missed tackle that Purdue, like first like juke that Purdue's had in like 3 months or in like a decade. I don't know what it was something. And it might have been a long run. It was like the longest run of like the year at like 14 yards.
Yeah, his longest was 19.
I meant like Purdue's longest run of the year.
What do you think, Andrew? Why do you think we're not getting holding calls?
When we're on defense.
When we're on defense, sorry.
Refs are obviously hate Purdue. Obviously.
I mean, like
PJ's greasing the pockets.
I mean, we got an All-American George Karlaftis. Usually All-Americans get a little bit of start.
I think there was one. There was one hold. Well, there were more Purdue defensive holds on defensive linemen.
I mean, you were watching.
How does a defensive lineman hold?
Exactly. What was that? Because you texted us and I was like, wait, that's a thing? Like I didn't. Actually, like on a receiver, I get that. Yeah. But like, I mean, I'm not sure which one of our defensive linemen is a receiver.
The first one I kind of could see because I think it was like a screen almost, and like the lineman was trying to get out. Like they kept saying, like, he's trying to get to the second level. The offensive lineman was or something, and I was like, maybe. But then the other one, there was a very clear hold. It was like it set up a touchdown or a field goal. I don't remember. I think the last touchdown by Minnesota, and they called defensive hold when I don't know if it was Sullivan or who, like Dean maybe was on the end, like completely flipped around, and they called like Lawrence Johnson for a hold when like the Purdue guy is like stretching his arm out, getting his like shoulder pulled back. It's like, okay, like as he's like reaching for the ball, like he's like at the ball. How do you miss? I don't know. And like even the announcer's like, oh, this one's coming back, and like defensive hold. Like, wow, okay, you see that one.
It's infuriating.
Yeah, I don't know.
I guess a few of the positives. I'll probably get ripped on Twitter for this. I thought O'Connell played pretty good. I know he missed a couple balls and he threw that pick. But
I didn't. I honestly, I went outside with 2 minutes to go because I'm like, I can't watch. They're down 7. I'm like, it's in the rain. They haven't scored. And I'm like, I'd rather be surprised than get like the notification that Purdue scored a touchdown. And then I think you said like pick or something. But so I didn't see the missed throw to Sheffield. I think it was Sheffield, right? The play right before the pick.
Yeah, it was bad.
I thought O'Connell. I think the offense definitely moves better with O'Connell.
Yeah,
he only threw 1 pick, but he could have thrown like 5.
Sure,
I felt like
You're high risk, high reward with him.
Yeah, which against like someone like Iowa, probably all picks. Which is
I don't know. Yeah, I mean, there's some luck in there,
a couple
but
more, yeah. Oh, yes, yeah, obviously some luck.
And I think he even said that. I think in Brom's press conference, it was a halftime where he was like, they asked him about it, and he's like, "Yeah, he threw 4 or 5 into traffic."
and I know he can't move, and he did eat some huge sacks for like 10 to 15 yard losses.
That's true.
He can't do that.
He got sacked. He got 4 sacks for 44 yards.
Yeah, you got to throw the ball away.
He did have one. He had one play where he actually like spun out of a couple tackles and then still took the sack. But he was outside the pocket, and I was like, "Oh my god!" It was like a 12-yard loss right there. And it's so now it's second and 22.
He took us out of field goal range one time.
Yes, that was the best. Yes, to take us
strip sack the first series of the game.
But that one was
he had no chance.
Eric Miller got blown
up
instantly.
I guess one thing I liked, for a few positives, other positives, I liked the Austin Burton package all of a sudden. 3 different times we saw him run.
But they did it in the first quarter and never again. I thought they'd kind of keep going to it. I thought maybe they'd use that around the goal line because I was thinking, if you think about it, you put the running back out there. So now, the quarterback on a handoff is just a dead play after he hands the ball. But at least now you've got 11 guys that are actually 10 blockers and runners instead of 9 blockers, a runner.
He's a quarterback. He can throw it.
Yeah.
Fake the run and throw it in the goal line situation.
RPOs,
Yep.
I was hoping they were going to bust one of those out against like Notre Dame as like a sneak because they're like, have him run it 5 times and then just all of a sudden he just like dinks one over for like to Payne Durham or something, like a fake. Yeah.
Do you guys think O'Connell starts against Iowa?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think he starts the rest of the year. He just gets the ball downfield.
He does.
And then it opens the running game up. There's just a lot more zip. I don't know if it's that Jack doesn't see it or he's just so much more cautious.
I think he's just more cautious. Yeah. Because I was kind of going back and forth. Like, is it different play calling, which I feel like it wouldn't make any sense to make 2 different play calls. But I think Jack just doesn't want to make mistakes because he knows if he does make mistakes, he's getting pulled. And obviously he hasn't thrown an interception yet, but I didn't, aside from Oregon State, which even most of that game I didn't enjoy it. I have not enjoyed watching this offense run, at least with O'Connell. Like, there was some excitement. Still
UConn, but it's UConn.
Yeah, I'm not even counting that game.
Has UConn scored yet?
They should have beat Vanderbilt the other night. Vanderbilt got lucky.
I forgot
the game-winning field goal. I was in Connecticut, and I watched the end of the game. It was awful, but Vanderbilt got very lucky.
SEC just means more.
Yep.
God.
But no, I thought Newbert put it well between the quarterbacks. Like, Purdue can win with these guys, but they're not going to win because of these guys.
Yeah,
I think that's pretty fair.
Yeah.
I don't know. I could see just the way O'Connell moved the ball. They did move the ball. Between the 20s, they moved the ball pretty easily.
How many guys got involved too? I feel like there was tons of guys caught the ball.
Let's see. I got you. Yeah. Oh my God.
10,
okay, we got
11.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 11.
That's spreading the ball around.
Yeah. You had 3 guys with 6, which was Bell, Wright. Which, hold on, the fact that Milton Wright was catching balls in the rain was just baffling to me. Yeah, he was awesome. I was happy to see it. King Drew had 6 receptions. You had Brock Thompson
Paul Paferi. Yeah,
he had
a couple big catches.
Abdur-Rahman Yassin had 2. TJ Sheffield had 2, only for 3 yards, and then you had Jaquez Cross, Jackson Anthrop, and Dylan Downing with only 1. Which the fact that Anthrop only had 1 catch is
that's surprising.
Weird.
I didn't see him.
I don't remember seeing him out there.
Yeah, I saw him once. There was a pass to him on the goal line that it was deflected. I'm like, that was Anthrop. That's the first time I've seen him. I didn't even see him.
He got banged up a little bit.
I know they said Bell was coming in and out, especially in the second half.
Yeah, Bell had 120 yards. Wright had 91, but then your next highest was King Drew with 39. So it was quite a drop off there.
Yeah, I go back to what you said, Tanner, about Purdue can't win because of them. I could see O'Connell winning. I don't know if I would say the way they moved the ball. They just moved the ball much easier with those 15 to 20 yard passes that they just didn't have the first few weeks outside of UConn.
Oh, there's times I look at them moving the ball. I'm like, man, this offense is good. But then they just get to that certain yard line around the red zone. It's like, put on the brakes.
Yeah.
That's
where Miss Horvath, I think, a lot is just him just being able to get that extra couple yards, take a couple guys with them. But
do you think Purdue just goes, let's go 5 wide, no running back or something like that, and just run a bunch of wide receiver screens? And we'll just I don't know.
Let's do something.
Get inside the 20.
Point, I don't care. Do something.
You got a week to rest up. I mean, it was great to see so many guys back on Saturday.
It was, they said best case scenario, basically, like all the game time decisions played. I didn't see, except Trice. He was
in uniform, but he didn't play.
So. Oh, he didn't play. Okay, I didn't know.
And they said Mitchell was out there, but I don't remember seeing him at all.
So get those guys an extra week. They should be ready to go for Iowa. Durham, I would think, would be ready to go. Horvath, probably not yet, but I think we'll see. I think we're going to see him sometime this month. Maybe I'm being really optimistic.
I mean, Iowa would be, what did I say? Iowa would be 6 weeks, or is that 5 weeks? I don't remember if Iowa was
about 6, I think.
Yeah, they said 4 to 8, so you'd be right in the middle.
So I'm going to guess. I'm guessing it's Nebraska at the end of the month. That'll be my guess.
Speaking of Nebraska, good God. Did you watch that game at all? Did you see the score? I just saw the score.
I did see the score. We have a lot of comments here I haven't got to for some reason.
They all just
Facebook's been really weird today, as everybody around the world knows. And we just got a lot of comments here. I'm going to hit on a few of them. Thad Moody said there's holding every play, and there's the crap that he's getting.
Referring to Karloff, I assume.
3 games straight at 13 points. Let Brian take over play calls for the whole game without Jeff's input. Duct tape his mouth and see if. What do you guys think about that? Should he let Brian Brom take over some play call duty?
I don't know who is involved. Like how much is Brian involved already? Like how do we know that they're not already like doing it pretty much together?
I mean, it could be some. I mean, I heard someone say like maybe like Brian does call a play, but then Jeff has the authority to override it. When they call it down, I have no idea, but I know, because memory refers back to Iowa last year when when Jeff was out with COVID and Brian had to run the show and played pretty well. But I mean, I've said this before. There's so many freaking similarities between the Bears and Purdue for me, and the fact that I think Nagy should give up play calling, and he did this last week against the Lions, and they did well. And it's like, I mean, I don't see it's something like I mean, you don't see Saban calling plays. You don't see. I mean, a lot of the NFL guys don't call plays. Just give it a shot. I mean, it's not working the way we want it to be. So, I mean, you got to try something. It's the definition of insanity.
He's pretty stubborn.
But he is, and I understand why. I mean, when you're that confident in your abilities, I 100% get it. And
I have a hard time. I almost have a hard time saying. I mean, like, yes, it's not working, and then it's not scoring points. But I mean. I don't know. I guess that's the definition of not working. But, I mean, it did move. They moved the ball so easily for most of that game.
Yeah.
Outside of 12 plays when they were inside the 20-yard line, basically, probably. And it's like, I don't know. One thing I was thinking, I don't know, did we talk about how – I know my dad and I have talked about this. So, they talk about how Plummer and O'Connell, they're smart guys. They know the playbook and everything, but it's ever like they line up. And then, like, if it's not anything, everybody stops and looks to the sideline. And Brom and them are calling in. Can O'Connell, can they not make a read? Can Plummer? I mean, they talk about how Jack and O'Connell are super smart and know it.
Illinois game, because you and I were sitting there, and I think it was Plummer or O'Connell went to make, like, an audible, and then Brom called timeout. And then was ripping into him.
I guess they don't have to do that.
Yeah, because you talk about, because I heard Boiled Sports talk about it, like when Breeze and Orton, especially Breeze, right at the line, like they would, audible all the time. And then like it was kind of like, okay, what's going to happen? Like they saw something but you don't, I feel you don't see that a whole lot in college nowadays anyways. You see everybody lines up and then they fake the hike, and then everyone just stands up and looks kind of like
you don't see the Cam Newton
out there. Just
you've been watching your film,
right? Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
I mean, I get that. I mean, because with Breeze and Orton, I don't think they had offensive coordinators up above in the press box, probably looking down. So I think Chaney
was up in the box.
Okay, but did they have the heads? I have no idea. That seems so long ago. But I mean, with they've got coaches up above that are being able to relay that down. Like, hey, we're up above, we can see it. Like, yes, O'Connell and Plummer can see it, but we're also above it and can see it probably better.
Yeah.
I don't know. That was just a thought I had. The other thought I had about the offense. I don't remember much before. Did we go no huddle much at all in the first few weeks? Again, I know like they did a couple times.
I don't remember it.
No. They went up tempo and went no huddle at least once.
They do it against Notre Dame. Is that when
I don't
against Notre Dame or no?
I don't remember seeing it. They did it once, and I was pretty like I don't know. I think they got like a 4-yard run, and they went up tempo, and then they went like a 5-yard run like right after, and I was like, can we keep doing this?
Yeah.
Did it at WKU a lot.
Yeah, I think they did it once or twice in like the first quarter, and then I don't think I saw it again. But then again, the coverage was garbage. I don't know. That was like the D team Big Ten network.
It always is.
Pull up Mooney's comment, the last one there about we're talking about the blocking and defensive linemen. So that was good to know.
Yeah, he says if they aren't allowed to attempt to block the second level, it's D line holding. Think it's 3 to 5 yard box like receivers.
Interesting.
Mooney was a lineman. He would know.
Yeah, he would know that.
So
shout out to Mooney.
Got a couple other comments here from Skip, a loyal viewer of the podcast. Do we not recruit return specialists? Track guys, Marcellus Moore still a ghost on sidelines. I was just thinking about that the other day. Deion Burke, question mark, because TJ doesn't seem to have high IQ in return games. We need to recruit speed because possession wide receivers don't threaten top 15 opponents.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with Marcellus. If it's just if he just doesn't see the field well enough. I mean, obviously he's fast, but it's one thing to be fast and see lanes. And
it seems like they've given him a couple opportunities.
Yeah. And
he hasn't even got to like the 15-yard line.
Right.
So
I think special teams have been so bad the last couple of years. They're just going for like safety at this point.
Right.
Like, let's just not have it lose us the game.
Yeah, most time there's a lot of touchbacks, and now with the new touchback rule the last few years, you can fair catch it and make it a touchback anyway.
Okay,
so
but Sheffield did a fair catch on a kickoff and he muffed it. But they
still counted as the fair catch.
No, but they gave him the ball where he picked it up. They gave it to us at like the 9.
Oh, really?
And I didn't understand why that happened. I think that was on Purdue's long touchdown drive. That was the one touchdown I think they scored, so it didn't really matter. But I was so confused what just happened.
Yeah.
And I didn't know if it's because he dropped it, if the fair catch, but then it didn't let him advance it after. Like he picked it up, he tried to run, but they blew it dead. So I was very confused on all that.
Interesting.
Rule. So Mooney, do you know that rule?
Yeah, we need some rules officials in here. Here's an interesting comment from Skip. I saw some people talk about this on the message board not too long ago. He says, Brom's lack of emotion rubs Boiler Nation crazy. I actually think he's tamed back on purpose.
Yes.
Because he used to yell so much, then his dad got on him and said, "You got to stop yelling at your quarterback so much."
He would just lay into David Blau.
Mm-hmm.
I feel bad for David. I think also David could take it too.
Yeah.
David just seems like that type of guy. I mean, it's not saying that anybody's soft, but different kids respond different ways.
Right.
That's not going to work for everybody. It may work for some like David Blau, but other times it may just completely make a kid shut down and lose all confidence. But yeah, he's definitely tamed back. Which it's one thing. If anything, I want him to be. Obviously, I don't think he's. He's not a corpse on the sideline, but he's still getting on to the officials and everything. And I'm okay with it because we don't need him getting penalties when as it is.
I kind of disagree that he's not emotional. Like I know he's not yelling at guys like he used to, but I think he's pretty fiery and pretty animated still. But maybe just go back to yelling at players.
And I think it's his Monday press conferences when he doesn't give much as far as injury. He doesn't. He does a lot of gamemanship on purpose.
Oh,
he doesn't want to give the opponents any.
It's just It's so funny. I mean, it's not even close to being the same when you look at Painter versus Brom, because Painter's been here forever. But Painter will go into a lot of different things, but Brom doesn't. That's just gamesmanship. And at the end of the day, it's like we don't need to know everything. I mean, I know we want to as fans, and obviously the press wants to know certain things. But at the end of the day, he tells you what she's going to tell you. I mean, some things, like the Rondell thing, which who knows what would go on. It could have been Rondell telling him, don't say anything, or his people telling him that. But I look at that as a hockey fan too. I mean, when you look at hockey, they never disclose what injuries are for the most part. It's always just upper or lower body, and that's about all you get for the most part. And that seems to be pretty fair in that sport. But I get it. And sometimes he's doing a press conference like, "What was the point of this? Like, we didn't learn anything. Didn't."
I don't want to be here. You'll find out on Saturday.
I hate dude media.
Yeah.
I want to get back to football.
Yeah.
But no, I know we're all three still Brom fans. I mean, definitely does some things that are frustrating.
Mm-hmm.
But I always just remind myself where the program was a couple of years ago. I got another one here. Jefferson, Sullivan, and Grant been solid, extending in the motion.
The most he's talking about is pressers. He's talking about kind of pressers, and because we all hate PJ and Allen, rah guys. But Brom he's like Eeyore. Yeah, I mean, I just want him to win. I don't really care if he's rah or not. I think PJ and Allen have a shtick that does not bode well when they lose, and we're kind of seeing that with both teams because they're not doing too hot right now.
Thad Mooney for the return rule. If the return man retains possession, he isn't allowed to advance the ball if he muffs it. It was my understanding from when they put that rule in, kind of in the realm of waiting for a fair catch and then deciding to run.
Okay, but this is a kickoff, and if he called a fair catch, I was figuring we were going to get the ball at 25, but then they got the ball like 10. See if I can find that drive.
Darn new rules.
Thad Mooney, official rules.
He is our Gene Steratore for the Boiler Breakdown podcast.
You should have career changed that.
He also made this great looking sign behind me.
Yeah.
So contact that if you want any nice wooden sign.
That is sick.
Yes. Skip, tired of the belly flop replay. MSU in-laws say sue her up.
The cheerleader who did the belly flop.
Yes, that was thanks for watching, Skip.
Appreciate Skip.
That was the highlight of the day, and it was kind of embarrassing.
Yeah. Of course, I have a friend who's a coworker friend who's a Tennessee fan, and he sent that to me, and I said, "Oh, her form was better than our game." And he's like, "Oh, I can't relate to that because he's a Tennessee fan and they're 3-2," and it's just like, "Shut up."
They beat Missouri by like 100 the other night.
Did they?
Yeah, I think it was 62-24, something like 62-28, something like that. So, but very frustrating hell for the Boilers. It makes the road to 6 a lot more difficult. Still doable, though. There's no teams in the West that outright scare me. I know Iowa's ranked number 3 in the nation. They play number 4 of Penn State. We'll get to our predictions here in a second. But Iowa doesn't score a lot of points. Their defense scores a lot of points.
That's what scares me.
Is really good. But that is the one team that's been a rock to a team scissors. Brown's been the rock to Iowa's scissors.
Yeah. Yeah. What is he?
For some reason.
Is he 3-1 against them?
3-1. Thad said, "You boys need one." Talking about the sign, I agree with him. And killing me with rules questions. Try to work on a sign and type is interesting.
Get him on the payroll.
Yep. Get him on the payroll. So, But before we get in our predictions, why don't I do a quick sponsor read?
Let's do it.
Because I'm hungry, and that makes me want Mad Mushroom, I should say, which is one of the sponsors of the Boiler Breakdown. They've been serving Boilermakers since 1993. Mad Mushroom is located in the heart of West Lafayette and is well known as the home of the original cheese sticks. But whenever myself, Evan, or Andrew visit, we like to sit down and have an ice-cold beer while trying out their latest pizza of the month, which it is October now, which means brand new pizza.
Brand new pizza. I don't even know what this is.
Yes, we do.
Italian chicken.
It's the Italian chicken, which is not pulling up on my end, so I can't read what it is. You got it for me?
I got it. It's their traditional pizza sauce topped with chicken, diced tomatoes, garlic, ricotta, and mozzarella cheeses, and sprinkled with Italian seasoning. Starting at $13. That looks delicious.
That looks really good. I can see the picture, but it didn't blow up on my end for some reason. But next time you're in town, stop in and tell Mad Mushroom that the Boiler Breakdown sent you for $5 off any order over $20. And the good news for any Boiler Breakdown listener or viewer, you can use the coupon code online BREAK5, that's BREAK5, all caps, to claim your discount online at madmushroom.com. Mad Mushroom, feed your head. All right. Prediction time around the Big Ten. We only got 5 games on the slate this weekend.
So there's a couple buys this week.
One of them is our Boilermakers, so they need it. They need to. And one of them is Indiana. They need it too because they are really injured. You hate to see it. Number 11, Michigan State at Rutgers. Michigan State's a 5.5-point favorite.
What was the final for the Ohio State Rutgers game? Last I saw it was like 56-0.
52-13. Yes.
They called the dogs off early.
Yeah.
Man, Michigan State, number 11 team in the country, only favored by 5 on the road.
I really want to take Rutgers here as the upset, but I'm not doing it. I think Sparty wins by 10.
Yeah, I think they cover at least double the cover, whatever the spread, the 5-point spread. What you doing, Andrew?
I think they Michigan State, but I don't think they cover. I think it's like a 3.
Tight.
Okay.
I think it's tight.
Maryland, who got whooped Friday night against Iowa, to his little brother, because I just don't know how to pronounce his name, through 5 picks. Thank you. Now they're at Ohio State, who's starting to find their groove. Ohio State's 21-point favorites in this one.
I think Ohio State covers. I think they're starting to find their groove, and it's at home. And
I think they roll. Wisconsin, a reeling Wisconsin team,
unranked, 1-3,
1-3 for the first time since 1990.
Granted, what their 3 losses are: Notre Dame, Penn State,
and Michigan.
Yeah. 3 very
Graham Mertz has not looked well. He is injured now. They're at Illinois, who got their second win of the season over Charlotte. Wisconsin's a 10-point favorite.
Remember Illinois pulled the upset a couple years ago, game-winning field goal? I don't think that happens this time in Wisconsin. I'm going to say they cover, but it's like a 2-score game, like 14 points.
Yeah, I'll agree with you. I think Wisconsin I'll say 17.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, something that sounds right. 2 touchdowns.
The game of the day around the college football world, I'm guessing this is game day. It's got to be, I would think. Number 4, Penn State at number 3, Iowa. Iowa's a 2.5-point favorite.
I'm going Penn State, and I think they win double digits.
Oh.
I think this Penn State team's pretty good.
I watched them for a while Saturday night against Indiana. They are good, I think. Sean Clifford doesn't overly impress me, but near to Spencer Petras or anybody in Iowa's offense, I think Iowa has an elite defense. They get it done at home by 7 to 10 points. I'm taking the Hawkeyes.
I think Iowa as well. I want Iowa to be. I want some chaos ahead of them.
Yeah. Why not, right? Yeah. Why not have them undefeated? It's already a 3:30 ABC game.
Yeah. I want them number 1 in the country. Alabama, Oklahoma, you can lose. Georgia. Yeah, Oklahoma. Yeah.
Georgia's freaking good. I mean, so's Alabama.
Yeah.
But
you mean a defense that's only given up 1 touchdown this year is good? 1 touchdown. It's insane. Number 9, Michigan at Nebraska, who's playing a lot better football as of late.
Yeah.
Michigan is only a 3-point favorite.
Yeah. Wow.
God.
Yeah. I want to say Michigan blows them out, but Nebraska's been playing really well lately.
They're due to come back down to earth.
Yeah.
Michigan by 2 touchdowns.
But do you believe in Harbaugh? That's the thing.
I think he's got a solid squad this year.
Yeah. I think Michigan wins. I think it's a double digit. But I don't think it's about what I want to be by 30, but I think it's gonna be like 10 to 14.
Yeah, I'll go Michigan by 13.
I think it's comfortable Michigan win.
Okay.
3 points.
We're gonna hear about it if Nebraska wins. I mean, I heard about it the other night when they blew out Northwestern. So.
Whoop-de-doo.
All right, let's go around some top 25 matchups. We got a little. Let's see here.
Coastal Carolina.
Shout out to Cincinnati for making me eat my words. I thought Notre Dame was going to beat them pretty easily, and nope.
That's the first game I got here to predict. Friday night action, Temple at number 5, Cincinnati Bearcats.
29-point favorite.
29-point favorites. They cover. Temple's awful. This is a team that Rutgers beat like 62-14. Cincinnati's really, really good.
Sounds good.
Stanford knocked off Oregon over the weekend in overtime at number 22, Arizona State. Arizona State's 11.5-point favorites.
11.5. I don't think they cover that.
I'm going back upset. Go Trees. Not really the tree, but I think the Cardinal wins.
I'm going with Arizona State in this one.
Nope.
Let's see here. Vanderbilt, Florida, not touching that one. Florida's 38-point favorites.
Do they cover, though? Do they cover?
Yes, Vanderbilt's awful. Number 6, Oklahoma. Number 21, Texas. Red River rivalry, Red River shootout. Oklahoma's 3.5-point favorites.
Is Texas back? Is the question.
I think Texas gets the win. I think Oklahoma doesn't wake up.
Is this being played actually
at the Cotton Bowl?
Oh, that's right.
Dallas.
Give me Hook'em.
Wow, you think so, huh? I don't believe in Texas yet.
Boomer Sooner.
They need to wake up.
Yeah, they do.
Interesting one here. Number 13, Arkansas at number 17, Ole Miss. Ole Miss is 6.5-point favorites. Paul Weinbaum's probably loving himself this matchup.
I'm rolling with Lane and the boys.
I am too.
Yep, same.
I think they cover too.
Number 2, Georgia in that great defense. At number 18, Auburn. Bo Nix proved at LSU he can win a road game. Good call, Webby, by the way, on that one. I think you picked Auburn on that one.
Sure.
Why not? Just go with it. Georgia's 14.5-point favorites.
Yeah, dude, I can't bet against Georgia right now.
I think they cover. Their defense is nasty.
Well, who's their quarterback?
TJ Daniels, but he was hurt last week, and you couldn't tell. Their backup came in and played really good against number 8 Arkansas.
The over-under for that game is 46. Under. Take the under. It's going to be like a 17-3 game.
Oh, yeah. I like this Georgia team a lot. One of the most surprising teams in the country, 5-0, number 19, Wake Forest. At Syracuse. Wake Forest, 6.5-point favorites. Syracuse lost to Florida State over the weekend.
I know nothing about Syracuse. I'm going to go with Wake Forest and they cover.
Yep, sure. Nothing but either one of them.
You know? Yep, me too. Syracuse is on the Boilers schedule next year at Syracuse. I think it's like week 3.
Who's the most famous football NFL player from Wake Forest? I'm trying to think of anybody. I cannot.
Wake right now,
or I guess any legend.
I know Syracuse has legends, but I can't think of any from Wake.
Yeah,
I'm sure there is one. I just can't think of one right now.
I'm gonna Google that.
Yep, Google it. Make me feel stupid.
There's gonna be somebody we're gonna oh, duh.
Boise State, 2-3 Boise State. I don't recall the last time Boise State's had a losing record. At number 10, 5-0 BYU. BYU's a 5-point favorite.
Obviously Brigham Young. Yeah.
Yeah, I think
huge.
I mean, Boise State, Nevada went in and beat Boise State at Boise State over the weekend. And Boise State doesn't lose home games very often. Like I said, I don't remember the last time they've had a losing record. It's just weird to see.
I mean, it's only played 5 games.
I know, but
their schedule doesn't look too challenging after this.
They're usually so good. Evan, who are you taking that one?
What was the game?
Boise, 2-3 Boise at 5-0, number 10 BYU. BYU's a 5-point favorite.
Go BYU.
We got a few more here. Number 24 SMU, 5-0 at 1-3 Navy. SMU's 13.5-point favorites. So, and I think they covered that pretty easily. Navy's not very good anymore.
Yeah. So I have the NFL list of top 10 players from Wake Forest.
Yeah.
Number 1 player, Bill George, who was drafted in 1951.
I was going to say, who is that?
Their number 3 player is Michael McCrary, defensive end, was drafted in 93. The most recent guy, I don't know any of these names. I'm just going to be totally honest with you guys. Oh, man. Fred Robbins, D tackle from 2000. Calvin Pace, defensive end linebacker from 2003. I have no idea.
All right.
Who's the linebacker?
Calvin Pace.
Yeah, I've heard that name.
No, you haven't.
They're not an NFL producing factory. Let's say that.
Yeah, I look at all these guys. A lot of offensive linemen.
Yeah.
Shut up.
All right, here's a good one. Number 14 Notre Dame, 1-point favorites at 3-1 Virginia Tech.
Ooh, it's at night.
Night game, ACC Network. Yeah, ACC Network. It's not ABC or anything like Notre Dame's used to.
God, I want to pick Virginia Tech so badly. Just the fact that it's at night, and I just love their intro so much. That's why I'm picking them. I'm going with the Hokies. They're going to be fired up.
Andrew?
Yeah, Virginia Tech, sure. I don't like Notre Dame.
I don't like Irish either.
See them go lose 2-0. Lose 2-0.
I think they bounce back and get it done. I don't remember the last time they've lost 2 straight regular season games in a row.
Did you see what Cincinnati posted after they
glorious?
Chef's kiss. There was the video compilation of Brian Kelly when he was the coach at Cincinnati, basically saying Cincinnati's the place to be. There's just a video compilation of all.
It was awesome.
Him being pro Cincinnati when he was at Cincinnati, it was awesome.
It was awesome.
That's funny.
3-2 LSU at number 16. They went from not ranked at all to 16, 5-0 Kentucky. Kentucky's 3-point favorite.
Man,
I don't like Kentucky being ranked. I don't like Kentucky being relevant in football. We recruit against them a lot. So
yeah,
not as much recently, I feel like, but there should be more. Who knows? But
yeah, I think LSU bounces back. Coach O better hope they do. Otherwise, yikes.
I agree with you, Evan. I think LSU bounces back, gets this one.
Yep.
Got one more here. Number 1, Alabama. 17.5-point favorites at 3-2 Texas A&M. I think Jimbo's going to lose his 3rd game in a row here.
Yeah, I don't think Johnny Football's walking through that door for A&M, so yeah, I'm picking Bama.
Not looking good.
Did you see the graphic? Probably not. Alabama, like Nick Saban assistants, that when they coach against him, they're like combined like 1-27 or something like that.
Absurd.
Yikes.
That was during the game. They showed.
It's amazing to me the level Alabama and Georgia are compared to everybody else right now.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, 3 and 4 is in the Big Ten. They play against each other this week. I mean, the Big Ten has 4 teams ranked in the top 10 right now.
Which makes me think of what.
But yeah, Myers I don't look at any of them and say they could be national champion.
Right. Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. I mean, that reminded me of what did Urban tell Fangio when they played the Broncos, that it's like the NFL's like playing Alabama every week. It's like, well, yeah, it's the NFL. It's like the best players in the world.
Oh, Urban. So many feeds I could say, but I won't.
We know where Zach Smith got his accountability from.
Oh, my God. What an idiot. What an idiot. For one, I'm going off tangent here. Why do you stay in Ohio and not fly home with your team?
Right.
So I did listen to his press conference today. I was curious. He said had to stay to see the grandkids in Ohio.
Oh,
yeah.
God.
Grandkids. That's what they're calling them nowadays. All right. Please, ball.
He was having a good dinner with the grandkids. And
wearing the Ohio State shirt. Ohio State.
Oh, was it? I didn't even see that part. But
yeah.
Oh, God.
Yeah. USC, you can have them. I don't think he's going there. I know a lot of people do. I don't think he's going
there.
Yeah.
Just the fact that he thought he could come into the NFL with the team that had the number 1 pick for a reason and just thought he was going to.
Whole different game, man.
Yeah,
Whole different game. Got to learn it for a while. Any other final thoughts before we do some sponsor reads heading into the bye week?
Thank God the bye week's here.
Yes.
Get some guys healthy. I mean, perfect time to reevaluate. You know, obviously we were hoping for 4-1, 3-2. I mean, obviously it's not the end of the world. We still have some winnable games left on the schedule. Like I said, nothing that really terrifies me. Iowa, Ohio State, probably not going to happen.
Yeah.
That one's could get ugly. But Iowa, I mean, it's probably just wishful thinking, but just the fact that we've played them so well over the past years, like, gives me to think, hey, we might be able to hang with them. But I mean, you look at the 3 most winnable games is Nebraska, Northwestern, Indiana. I mean, we'll see kind of how Michigan State plays out next couple of weeks.
This is a crazy question because we haven't beat this team since 2003. Do you think at Nebraska is more winnable right now than Wisconsin at home?
Yes, just because
that fact.
I haven't seen a Wisconsin victory or a victory over Wisconsin in a long time.
Yeah.
Just given that, yes. But those 3, which sucks. I ruined that Minnesota game, so you had at least some leeway with Nebraska, Northwestern, Indiana, because I mean, they're playing hot. Northwestern, they've had our number regardless of how bad they've been. And then Indiana, I mean, they've got a great defense. Their offense is not good. But I mean,
defense is pretty banged up now after Saturday night. So.
Yeah. But I mean, they've got plenty of time to heal up.
Yeah, they do. They do. I will say 3 of their next 4, I believe, next week or after the bye, they have Michigan State at home. Then I believe it's at Ohio State, and then if I'm not mistaken, at Michigan sprinkled in there. So
wow,
yeah.
Hate to see it.
Home against Michigan State, home against Ohio State, at Maryland, then at Michigan.
Okay. But those losses could
still not easy. Yeah, not easy.
But no, this one definitely hurt Purdue. Shout out to everybody in Ross-Ade, though. It sounded like 51,000 plus. Mm-hmm. So another good crowd. Hopefully everybody shows up for the Wisconsin game in a couple weeks, no matter what happens next week at Iowa.
Mm-hmm.
So, but Webby's sporting a good looking shirt, and if you want one just like his, he'll tell you where you can get one.
Get it at the shop. We're happy to have the shop on board. The shop's been bringing sports and hometown apparel to the fans since 2011. From our humble beginnings in garages and basements, you can find us at our 2 retail locations and online. We make comfortable shirts. It makes us happy. The shop is located in Carmel and Indianapolis, as well as online at theshopindy.com. We make the best shirts, period. Next time you're shopping online, use promo code BREAKDOWN for 25% off your order.
And I know we've all taken advantage of that discount, so hope you do as well.
They just came out with some sweatshirts
yes.
for you Colts fans, Purdue fans, and if you have some Hoosiers in your life, they came out with a nice sweatshirt as well. I'm a fan of it. Not yet, I don't think. I haven't seen one. I think the 3 they announced were Purdue, IU, and the Colts. I do like their Butler gear for being a non-Butler person. I'm a big fan of their Butler gear.
I like how they don't make any Notre Dame stuff.
Well, yeah, it's because it's Notre Dame is, Notre Dame being Notre Dame. We'll just
but I just like it anyways. That
and they make pop culture stuff, drinkware. I mean,
anything and everything, really.
Yeah, a lot of things. Indiana, just the state of Indiana, is pretty awesome. They're comfortable t-shirts. They fit really well, and they're reasonably priced, but you get the promo code regardless. So, and they always have sales going on, whether it's free shipping on Saturdays or something. Like they've always got something going on, and so take advantage of it and visit them. If you're in the Indy area, their retail stores are pretty awesome. Staff is great, very friendly, and check them out.
Another sponsor of the Boiler Breakdown, going on year 3 of the sponsorship, is Webb's Family Pharmacy. Webb's Family Pharmacy is an independently owned community pharmacy with stores located in Rochester, Akron, and North Manchester, Indiana. It's flu season, or coming up on flu season, I should say. It's in October. We're going to get into the colder weather. So make sure you're ready to go with a flu shot, which you get at Webb's. Simply call to set up an appointment, and their friendly and caring staff will be happy to help you. And for all of your high-quality medical equipment, supplies, and pharmacy services, check out their website, webrx.com, or give them a call today. Webb's Family Pharmacy, professional pharmacy with the hometown touch. Boiler owned and operated. And Andrew, why don't you wrap us up and tell me how I can fix my crappy-looking lawn?
Yes, sir. The Boiler Breakdown podcast is brought to you by Schroff Landscaping. Schroff Landscaping has been in business for over 50 years and can handle all of your landscaping needs, including landscape design, maintenance, irrigation, hardscaping, fall cleanup, and their licensed lawn applicators. Contact them today for all of your landscaping needs at 574-223-2769. Schroff Landscaping, designed with you in mind.
They're also boiler owned and operated. So we thank all of our sponsors once again for making this podcast episode possible. Any closing thoughts? Last call.
Basketball season's almost here.
It's almost here. Brandon Newman's back to practice today,
yes, he is.
Looking forward to a stress-free, pleasant Saturday.
Yeah, won't it be?
Yeah.
It'll be nice.
Yeah,
it'll be nice.
Games. I think there's some good games on to catch, and you just get healthy.
Yep.
Figure the offense out. Defense is playing incredible. I mean, way better than what we expected. We'd love to see maybe a few more sacks or at least some tackles for losses.
Some turnovers. I'm dying for some turnovers.
Yeah,
we've forced 2. I'm dying for just a couple, but I also understand you can play really good defense and just don't get the lucky breaks. I get that. So still, it'd be nice. So
win the bye week.
Stay healthy. Get nobody in trouble.
Yep.
Count that as a W and get ready for the Hawkeyes. So boiler up, hammer down, and beat the bye week.
Boiler up.
Beat the bye week.